gives you a message, and because we're going to use this audio to upload to the podcast. All right. Well, we did have some in-person people that were attending. I sent her a message the other day. So I think we're just gonna go ahead, start. You know I don't. So you guys, we decided to try something different. And with different comes
challenges. We appreciate you guys, for real.
Yeah. But we really do. So what we're gonna do is this will be one of our episodes. We wanted to have like a live recording where you all joined us, whether it be Zoom, in person, we talk. It's an exchange of information. We talk, share ideas, ask questions, and it just be an opportunity for us to be together, because this is something we've never done. Thank you all for being here. All right, let's start. So I guess I'm gonna start.
I'll start.
Okay, you start. Mia's gonna start.
Okay. Hey y'all. Welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Mia.
I'm Christy.
And that's Christy, y'all. And you know the drill. You can consider us your spiritual girlfriends. Hey,
Yep. Yes, the light is refreshing the camera. I'm like, oh, look at that. Yeah, we're about to.
Can we see them?
Yep. Trying to get
Okay, you guys. So last week, Chris, you remember last week we talked about spirit vampires, energy vampires, right? And I say, if you haven't listened to it, the major takeaway is be mindful. Sorry, I had to sidebar. Be mindful of who you let around your energy. Y'all, that whole Shanquella Robinson thing got me jacked up. When you told me about that, Chrissy, I'm like, fuck, she took, because I went home and looked at her for like hours.
It's so sad. And this woman vacationed with them. They've gone to, they've gone on holidays together. They've spent time together at the family's home. And it's just like, you just never know. You never know.
I think unfortunately, the episode was appropriate for what was happening externally. So you guys, just make sure you watch and move around. So today, though, okay, I'm excited.
Today.
Yeah, so today, you guys, look. You guys, if you guys aren't following us on IG, please do. But for you guys who, we get a lot of questions about the stuff you guys want to talk about, things you guys want us to expand on. So we thought, hey, this might be fun to do in person and kind of let you guys lead the episode. So this is going live. So I'm going to ask you guys, now you can raise your hand. Do you want us to say your names? If you're okay with your names or what your screen name is when we're asking a question, so you may want to ask something that's very personal. So the video will not go live, but the audio will. Yes. Okay? Everybody cool with that? Yeah. Okay. So, all right, cool. So if there's something you like, okay, I want to say something, if you don't want us to say your name, or we could just say first names, we can work that out. Oh, and also, you guys, we're giving away a reading and a Reiki session. So look, I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of y'all. It was supposed to be 2 more. 1, 2. So look, if they're not here, y'all got some really good odds. That's 20% chance of winning.
Boom, bam.
Bam, boom. Yeah, I can't hear. Hear what? Boom. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I just want to make sure. Okay, so.
Actually, I can move this because we're not using the mic.
So do you guys want us to do it? We can do this a couple of ways. We could do pick a number, because I'm writing down some topics for some numbers 1 through 10. Or is there something you guys like, hey, I've been waiting to talk about this. Let's pop into this.
Yes. And no question is silly.
I mean, since it's a small group of us, let's get about it. Come on. All in for the win, y'all. Nope. Y'all want me to do this? Yeah, come on. I know. You look like you got something. Come, I see you. Come on. Who's first? Who's on first? No? Okay. No.
I'll go.
Yes.
I got something. Can you explain? Do you guys know anything about chakras?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain to me the dynamics of like opening all of them? And because I've been doing a lot of research and I learned that you're not supposed to open the crown or it doesn't develop until I think it was like ages 40 something to 50 something for women. And I wanted to understand like what it is that's going on right now, whereas to all this stuff is opening, if that makes any sense.
Okay. But so you know, y'all, we keep it real. So I have never heard that your crown doesn't open till 40
Yeah.
and 50. So that's new to me. So the way that I look at your crown chakra is like your Wi-Fi signal to spirit. So your crown chakra is always open as far as as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it is always able to be open.
Yeah. There you go.
Now, when you say opening all of them, all of your chakras, or unblocking them, because that's another way to look at it. Because sometimes, so if you've done some research, it's like a wheel.
Yeah.
So it's either not moving at all, so it's stuck, meaning no energy is going, or it's super slow, or it's going the opposite direction that it should go. So it's not necessarily closed. It's blocked, stalled, or stopped.
It's
something. Yeah.
It's just not working like it should.
So we use crystals a lot for chakra opening. So every chakra has several crystals that are in alignment with each of your chakras. So, there's about 2 or 3 good ones for each one that, a lot of people use. So it depends on what you want to open your chakras for. So Christy, you start base up, root up.
Yeah.
And I start, but when I'm.
Now, is that for you? Or is that also for you?
So no. So when I'm doing it for my clients, I start here and go down. So I open my crown chakra first when I'm working with you guys. So like open my antenna and then I work my way down and make sure I stay grounded, don't go fly off somewhere. But I do think grounding yourself when you're doing your self meditation, working with your chakras, trying to get your energy right. I really do think that it is a great idea, whatever works for you though, to start at your root chakra.
Agreed.
So this is my favorite way that I learned how to do my root chakra. So imagine that, so go with the color red for this one, okay? So imagine you are like, whatever place or position you in, it's always nice to have your feet on the ground or your bottom on the ground, on the floor, like get grounded. And imagine that there is a string coming from your bottom down here that's going all the way, it's like a gold string, it's going all the way to the center of the earth. So just follow the string going down. And it's imagine there's a red ball at the core of the earth. And imagine that string that's coming from you attaches to that. And then allow yourself to feel the energy like I am like, imagine, like basically you turn yourself into Gaia. Like I am this earth. I'm rooted and grounded here. And that's and it's a good visual. And you get that red from the bottom, and then you bring that red all the way back up into your body from the core of the earth down. And then as you go up, you go to orange. That's in your womb. Thank you. That's in your womb. So imagine it's like a what do you call it? Like a little game show where it goes up and goes ding, 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 ding. So imagine the colors kind of going up. So you go red, like let the heat feel it. Like let your body feel that, like, ooh, it would, I just said it and I'm hot. So you allow that heat to kind of come up and then go up to your womb and allow that orange, and just imagine just orange washing over you. And just right there and just kind of spread down. Then you go and just kind of go up and then go up to your crown.
Yeah.
So I imagine colors if you don't have crystals with you.
Yeah. That's so interesting. So for me, so I do the root core too, especially when I'm dealing with grounding. Anything with grounding or the root chakra, I am envisioning that cord and like going to the depths of the earth. But then as I move up, because your chakras, there are more than 7. We focus on 7, but there are more than 7. But we focus on the 7 major chakras, and those systems come from like they practice it in yoga. That's one of those terms that they use a lot. But there are 7 major chakras, and chakra means wheel. And so when I am envisioning my chakras being open, I envision a red light or whatever color is aligned with that chakra. And I envision it going clockwise because clockwise represents balance. That's the energy flow of our energies is clockwise. When I am moving up, once I get to my solar is that chakra that's always out of balance. I'm
Really?
Solar plexus.
Huh. That is so weird because you have so much willpower.
But it deals with like sense of self and direction, and sometimes I feel like I'm not where I should be, or I'm not doing. So it's like I'm always trying to make sure I'm aligned.
I'm actually surprised you didn't say that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been working on it. But it's not like it used to be. But as I'm going up, when I don't see it, when I don't see that color moving clockwise, I know I'm not balanced because it won't flow like a wheel. Like I envision a color wheel moving. When it's not balanced, it moves like this. It's very choppy, or it just like I can't envision it. And that's when I can
know
like,
you're.
Yep.
That's a great way to see if your chakras are balanced. And another good thing is if there's something, when you think about what the different chakras represent. So today, I'm going to speak. I'm talking. So I was focusing on my 4th chakra to make sure that I want to be clear. And so I imagine the blue light just kind of washing over this whole area. And it actually makes my voice a little bit deeper when I really start to thinking about it, because it's coming from, it's not just, here, it's really coming from inside of me.
That's cool.
But the chakra balancing is
fun. But to answer your question, energy work is helpful.
Yep. Reiki work.
Yeah, Reiki work.
Maybe you'll learn the free Reiki.
Reiki work is always good with the chakra work, and a lot of people don't understand the chakra, but once you start doing energy work more.
Is that the door?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We have some people that are, color folks time. I can't even talk to them. It's cold out here, y'all. I had to drop off the munchkin. Hold on. I saw a message. Somebody put a message on here. I saw it. Come on. Ooh. Anika, good question. Did I say that right? Can you, is that Anika or, thank you, Anika. Okay. That's a good one. Christy loves selenite vortex practices. So this is right on time. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I also wanted to know, wait, where's everybody at? Can you guys put in the chat where you're calling from? Where you guys are dialed in from? Hey, Milwaukee. Missy, where is this? Okay. Hey. Yeah, Trevor has like Indianapolis, Indiana. Indy. Hi, Mickey. Florida. It's warm there? Or is it cold for Florida?
It's actually 67 degrees right now and it's raining, so that's cool temperature for us.
That's good. Or do you want to sit with us? 1 second. Hey, how you doing, love? I want to sit over here. You want to bring a chair over? I can move, or you can move my coat if you want to. I'm sorry.
Ooh, selenite vortex practice.
Wait, what did I just say, y'all? Didn't I just say? I said, oh, this is Christy's jam right here. She loves this. Go ahead, wax poetically for the folks.
Oh my goodness. So you all know that I did this crystal healing course, and we had this Facebook group. I mean, the stuff that people have out there is so amazing. So there's a Facebook group, there's homework assignments, and at the end we're crystal healing certified. This one guy that was in my cohort, he was talking about the selenite vortex, because selenite is a very cleansing, purifying crystal. I can move this. I'm sorry. Selenite is a very purifying crystal. And so he was saying that during his meditation, he took these like 6 little bars of selenite and placed it around him. Man, when I tell you, there was this vortex. Wait, how did you, I guess we talked about it in the episode, is that what brought it up?
I was just asking that.
Oh,
But
okay, she was
we
like,
probably did talk
oh my
about it. I
goodness.
know
So we talked
it.
about it. I was like, okay, whatever. So I put the selenite around me, and immediately there was like this boom, boom, and all of this energy, and then you're like in this tunnel. I can't even explain it, but afterwards, and I might have had a gummy too. So I think that, but whatever the case, it was the bomb. I've never experienced anything like that before. It was a lot of energy, a lot of movement. Ooh, it was powerful.
I
Anyway,
love that.
yeah.
So you guys, we have two more ladies that joined the crew.
Yes.
And they're both from Chicago. They're sitting right here, so they're having wine with us. Are you guys taking in some beverages? She's so sweet. Are you guys taking in some beverages? Let me see. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, of course, I know Jill got some. Look at this one. This was a good one. She has
Okay.
water like she's supposed to.
Tastes good.
Having the hormonal balance is really good, and I added ginger to it because I like spicy. So good.
You were drinking?
The hormonal balance tea, the herb tea from your shop, it's really good.
Good. She's so sweet.
So, okay, so let me just fill you guys in. Hey, welcome. So what we're doing, usually, we'll have a topic. So what we're doing is we're letting y'all ask any question you want to. It's 8 of us in here, so let's just go ahead and have us a ball. So anything that comes up,
Like deep spiritual stuff. Like nothing is too silly, nothing is dumb, nothing is too
is
out
off the wall.
there. We
So
can
what
talk
I
about
did
aliens.
was,
We can talk about any of that stuff.
so what I did was, you guys, if somebody wants to pick a number, or Jill, do you have something that you, because I wrote out 10 fun topics. If somebody wants to pick a number, Jill, do you, or is there something that somebody wants to bring up first?
I picked the number 7.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, that's manifestation. Y'all want to talk about some manifestation? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite topics.
So the reason I'm so excited is because, we talk about the law of attraction and thinking about what you want. And, I'm a big believer in writing stuff down. And
She writes everything down.
Write everything down.
Everything.
But what I have learned recently, and when I say I have mastered this, where my manifestations are coming in kind of scary fast now, is it's not just so people talk about this, it's not just the visualization. It's not like, okay, and I want it to be this, because we do say, get specific.
Yeah.
But what I have learned, which works for me because I'm a Cancer, I feel everything. I gotta feel that.
Yeah.
So like
Feeling
if I'm talking about a
huge.
new home, I know what it looks like. I can see myself walking into my home. I can feel what it feels like, what it smells like. I literally, it's like in a video game, like you're a first person in a video game. It's like I'm walking around looking at it like, oh, my plant's over there. And there are things that I'm putting in the manifestation that are things that I have right now. So for instance, I might put a piece of jewelry someplace that I have, visualize some that I want, right? So then every time I want to go back to that place, I have a visual marker to take me back to that manifestation. So it's so much easier for me to get back. So then there's something that's like something tangible. So I've used this ring before as a manifestation. So as a kind of like a manifestation marker kind of reminder. So every time I wear this, it would take me back to it. And it's just like, I'm feeling it. I'm living it right now. Like actually, so when people say, act like it's here.
You need to feel it too.
Yeah, like, I mean, when I say act like it's here, I mean, act like it's here.
You have to act like that.
And think about it. You know how people, and we do this all the time ourselves, we'll say, when I lose a couple of pounds, I'm gonna really be fine. And you think, no, for real, like, oh, when I get that haircut, y'all better watch out. Whatever that is, and we know how our attitude and energy is gonna be like, y'all better, you know how we are, like, y'all better pray y'all get this, because when I'm done, think about what your bravado, your confidence is once you manifest whatever that is. Act like that right now. Like today. Like walk around here like, girl, I'm so fine.
Manifestation is actually, it can be very fun. Yeah. And so I remember when I started working with Mia, she was like, just start small, like start with some parking spots. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have fun with it. So I started playing around with parking spots, and I would call it parking favor. Man, I would pull up to places where there would be like you would think there would be no spots available. Chicago, downtown, right in front.
Right.
And then like my boyfriend has gotten to the point where every time we go out, he was like, okay, do your thing.
Get us that parking spot.
He was like, do it.
And so the only reason I encourage people to start small because sometimes you need a win. So I want you to get a win to keep going. So it's not like, okay, I'm about to be a billionaire. Okay. But can we start at 1,000 there?
Right. So that was where I started. And then I started.
Something.
Then from there, I went to my little car. I call it MB, Manifest a Baby. I manifested my car because I was just like, okay, that the car thing that works. I've been able to, it's consistent. Then I said, okay, let's see what else I can manifest. There's no way I should have gotten that car. I told you what happened. I think it might be too much, but so I went through my divorce, and in my divorce, I had a Lexus truck. It was an older version of a Lexus truck. It was decent, but it was still connected to my husband, and I wanted something on my own. So I was like, okay, well, let's see how this manifestation stuff works. I'm writing stuff down. Dear universe, this is what I want. And I also, like, through that practice, I realized I had some issues with worthiness. The reason why I felt that I could settle for whatever was because I didn't feel that I was worthy. I didn't feel that I was worthy of like a luxury vehicle. I just wanted to see like if I could even do it. I went out to, feeling it. I went out, booked a, car, whatever they
Test
call it.
drive.
Test drive.
That's right.
I was going to pay a car tour. I booked a test drive. Saw this car. I was looking at an X3, like the smaller truck. And I was walking on the lot and I saw something. It was like a hybrid. And I was just like, car. And I walked inside. I was like, this is the car that I want to, this is the car. And he said, okay, we can test drive it. I test drive it. I mean, there was another car. It broke off it went off the road. It stopped working. Please.
While you were test driving it?
This was the first car. And then when I came back and I was like, okay, I want to go home. Girl, we broke down on the side of the road. This was like 45 minutes in the cold.
I want to go.
That was the test, you guys. It's like, okay, you said you really wanted to. So as I'm coming back, I'm going inside, like, let me just go to the bathroom. I'm ready to go. I'm passing this car. That is the car. What is that? And I said, what is this car? So I sat down. The car that I was driving was owned by my husband. He hated me at this point. I was working for Cook County. They weren't paying me. I had no check stubs. I had no check stubs to show proof of what my income was. My credit was, my credit was decent because my husband helped me build it back up. I had nothing, no money in the bank, nothing. I went there. He was like, okay, well, we just need to talk to your ex-husband. I said, okay, well, I guess I'm just car.
Like that's not about to happen. So.
Everything worked out smoothly. I walked out and I'm driving this car and I'm just like, maybe I should just drive a little bit faster just in case I find out that. And then like a couple weeks later, the guy called and said, there's an issue. And then I'm thinking, okay, so this isn't for me. I don't deserve it. And I heard like my guys were like, no, Chrissy, this is a test. And I was like, okay, it's a test. Everything worked out. The car is mine. I paid that car off in like less than 10 months.
You sure did.
The car is mine. Manifested that. The place where I live manifested that. My relationship manifested that. Manifestation works. And like she was saying, it goes beyond just thinking it or seeing it. You have to feel it. Like when I have my clients, what does it feel like to you? When you wake up, what does this new version of yourself, how does it function? What do you do? What are your hobbies? How do you love? How do you dress? How do you care for yourself? How do you love on yourself? Start feeling that and being it.
This thing is y'all already do it.
Already.
So a lot of people just aren't taking notes on how did I manifest this. And I mean, from my cat, my child, everything when I think back. So there are different manifestation tools. So some people use, I'll call them co-creators. Mm-hmm. So I'll think of let me be more specific. So people who practice voodoo.
Yeah.
So, and y'all, voodoo is not the devil work. Y'all, I'm not even about to go on holiday. Y'all know that's not, I'm not even doing that right now. But what they do is they call on the spirit guides of that realm, of that particular lineage. I'm gonna call it a spiritual lineage. And it's like, go take care of this for me. So they present an offering like, okay, it's an exchange. What do you want? Like, oh, you
Everything
like
is an
whiskey, cigars, whatever. Okay, cool, I got you. You gonna do this for me? Okay, cool. And then they go sit back and wait for that to happen. And for some people, that works really well. It does not work for me. I like to be in it because I'm not an observer, I'm a participator. I came here to do this. Like I'm hands in, elbows deep. I want to be a part of the manifestation process that works for me. But the other stuff works too.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways to manifest it. I'm gonna tell you the best things I've ever manifested is when I've done stuff like, I don't know how this gonna happen. I don't know how, but I know it is.
Jay said like
Not once.
Orisha.
Yes, that's from that's not voodoo. They are L. You know it. She must type it. The Orisha, is that Ifa?
The Orishas, it is Ifa, the Loa.
Thank you.
Voodoo.
That's the voodoo. Thank you. I know some of their names, but I don't want to say pronounce them wrong. But for some people, that practice works for them. So some people call in angels. Like whatever you call in, it's just like, hey, or it's just, hey, yo, check this out. Give me the energy, the effort, and the resources to knock this out because I want to do it myself. So whatever it is, all you gotta do is know, like, man, this is happening. How are you gonna do that? I don't know. But it's gonna happen. So you guys, what do you guys use to manifest? I know you girl, you manifested a whole life in Mexico.
Oh, I know.
You've been out there.
Yeah.
But how did you manifest? Like what did you do?
I did the vision board, like, you know,
Oh, I love
vision board. And I need to go look at it again. Like, I put an Eiffel Tower on there. And, like, shortly after, I went to Europe for 30 days. Like, stuff did happen.
yes.
But back then, I don't think like, manifestation wasn't trendy, you know, like it is. Yeah.
What about you?
Learning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you came in here with the royal colors on too.
Oh, I know.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna show y'all this dress she got on. She has this beautiful purple dress. Talk about, I'm new to it, baby. You came in here with the royalty on, so.
You know, I don't.
Right, so okay.
Jill has a question too.
Go ahead, Jill.
It's right here.
Oh.
Can you all elaborate on transmuting energy, making sure energy vampires are
You got it.
Child. Okay. So y'all, for real, I'm about to keep it real funky with y'all. Okay, so
Leah doesn't play.
when we talk about transmuting energy, we're gonna take this a couple of ways. So let's just say you're transmuting your own energy. We're gonna start with our own shit. Because, you know, it's all about ourselves. When you know yourself. When you know, I'm funky right now. I'm in the mood. I'm like, you know, you can feel like I'm not in. Like, you know, today might be the day. Somebody could walk up and say the wrong thing on Sundays. Like, I might lose myself today. It might owe me a trying to, like, what you?
I got time.
I got time today. So we have so much power over ourselves. We have absolutely no power. I have no power over what you gonna do, what you gonna do. The car next to me is gonna do. We have absolutely no power over that. But we do have power is over our own stuff. So when you make a decision about your life and who it is that you want to be for your life, all your decisions match that. So if it's like, whatever, you know how I feel about it, I am. If you say, I'm a petty bitch, guess what? Everything you do, and you can just be saying that like, and joking, like, I'm so petty. But you know, but you're trying to, but you really, that's how you make decisions. So when you make a decision about who it is that you want to be, you transmit your energy so easily because it doesn't match who you are. So it feels wrong. It feels funny. I'm like, oh, no, you can't say that.
No, before I forget, because my dummy just hit. So, but I will say that once you start getting into a space where you start to know who you are, and you start to understand and embody like the power that you carry, the wisdom that you have, and just being connected to source. Like once you start embodying it, you start flowing differently. So there's just like,
So to transmute the energy, Jill, to answer your question about yourself,
yeah.
because we're gonna talk about when people send stuff to
Then
you.
it's not even worth it. It's like, it's not even worth your energy.
It's really not.
So then you're just like, oh, this is like really tiny. Like
This is not even me. It doesn't belong to me. But when you get, but you know, we get in situations. So how do you stop I don't want to say stop. How do you transform, shift your energy? Is honestly stop. Whatever the heck it is that you're doing, stop right there. And there's one question I always ask myself. Whatever it is that I'm about to do or say, and I can feel my energy is funky, what I feel comfortable saying out loud, I am whatever it is that I'm about to do. And if that don't rock with me, I don't do it. And it brings me back to, girl, what were you even thinking about, sis? So if I'm about to, you know, road rage is the thing. If I can feel myself like, I'm about to ram the back of this car, like, I don't care. That's what insurance is for. Like, sometimes we can get there and I'm like, do I really want to sit there and say, hi, my name is Mia and I'm a car rammer for shits and giggles? So there's like, if it doesn't fit with me, and that immediately transforms. Like, then it's like, wait, none of this.
none of it. And honestly, like again, once you start really understanding like who you are, it's like this is nothing. Like I'm not even gonna give you the set of. I'm not gonna even. I just don't have it.
I don't have it.
Like I don't have it. The bank account, I don't. It costs $25 and I only have 20. I don't have it.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's just a fact. It's like okay, I just.
But it's really about yourself.
It really is.
Now, y'all, let's get into when people send you in.
Ooh, I'm gonna let her look. Pass it on. I haven't had this experience because I would like to have someone who can try.
Yeah. So I would say that the spiritual side of the internet, of social media, has its assets and liability. So, you know, people put a lot of magic and spells and things out there, but nobody talks about the responsibility that comes with that. So we think, you know, if I'm mad at Christy and I want her man or something like that, I'm going to say something. But what we don't understand is energy never stops. And whatever you put back comes back to you. So if Christy does not accept my bullshit that I'm sending to her, guess where it's going? It's going to be like, it's like a boomerang. So sometimes this is how you can tell when someone's sending bad energy for you all of a sudden, and that you're accepting. Because once you know you're accepting, you're like, wait a minute, hold on, pause. Nope, I do not consent. That's over. I'm going to show y'all how to send that back too. So if all of a sudden you're tired all the time, you're like, why do I have no energy? You find yourself thinking thoughts that are not of you. Like, I don't even think like this. Why would I do that? You know what I mean? There's probably somebody that's got a little hater energy around you, and that's cool. And so this is how I send energy back, and I think it's been very helpful for me. So there's a couple. One, I don't consent to anything coming into me. Like we're gonna start there. I do not consent. If it's not created by me and it's not welcomed by me, it just is not there. But I can tell when somebody's trying to send something away. And this happened to me recently. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. So because this is very real. Like energy is very it's so this is, and everything y'all know. I'm wearing my
Hamza.
I'll back up more, everything with love. So when we step back and don't judge something as whether or not it's good or bad. So as a coach, and a teacher, a healer, whatever, whatever bucket I want to put myself in, I truly believe that people should be able to live what they create. So you created something for me that's not for me, but because I love you so much, I love your soul so much, baby. What I'm going to do is round that back around the corner and send that back to you because you work hard on that. You pay money for somebody to come. So I love you so much. I'm just sending it. You should experience that. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to write it down what it is that I know, because I'm telling y'all, fold it up, and I'm going to put it in front of a mirror. And I'm going to say, thank you so much for your beautiful creation and being the soul that I am. And I know who I am. I'm going to send this back to you so that you can love and live in the fullness of what you were sending me with love. And I burn that shit in front of the mirror and it goes straight back. And I don't never have to think about it again. I'll hear some stuff. I'm like, oh, it's so interesting.
She sleeps very well at
I
night.
sleep well. Because I'm not saying, oh, I hate you. It's just like, no, that's your energy. Let me give it back to you. What I always find interesting is when people do this and you just send back their energy, you might not even know exactly what it is. You start seeing what happens to them in their life. You're like, that's what you wanted from me. That's what you were sending my way. Oh, you want my daughter to be sick because that's what's happening to you. And so they tell on themselves. You don't even have to do anything like, hey, whatever energy you send over here, baby, that's not, oh, thank you. But my cup runneth over with love, so I'm gonna give that back to you. And I'm telling you, it works. Even if you don't, you can even ask, like, please, when I talk to spirit, or I talk to my God self, when I feel something, I ask, I'm like, hold on, what's this? But I don't.
You have to ask.
Something's not. It's not jiving. And we also have to be honest with ourselves. Like, we're gonna keep it funky, y'all. Is this energy that I put out that's coming back to me? So if you've been out here foul, and we've all done it, and sometimes stuff happens. It comes and it'll come back to you sometimes. So be very careful. That's why I'm like, I think it's so, like, I love that there's such a good conversation out in the world about knowing who you are, creating your life, understanding your magic. But there are natural laws, universal laws. You can't break these. Energy does not stop. It comes back to you. So even the practitioners, because I wanted to make sure I was thorough. Like, not only the person that sent it, and can we send that love back to that practitioner that she paid? Because I feel like she should see that coming to fruition for herself too. And I'm like, for real serious.
For real.
And again, and so when somebody think like, okay, well, is that energy coming back to you? It's like, no, that's a return of energy. I'm not ever, this is just me. I'm not ever sending nothing to nobody funky because I'm too sorry. I'm sending back. So it's more of a send back. And I'm telling y'all, with love, you worked hard for that. You should be able to have that. Okay. I got any questions?
Can I elaborate on that?
Yes.
So I got a funny story. So when I was born, my mom and my dad wasn't together. So my mom didn't know how to spell my dad's last name. So he just recently died, and I had the wrong last name until I was 25. I literally didn't get it changed to I didn't get it changed on my identification card till like a month after he died, which was like last year, November. So he just got his plaque put up on his grave thing. His name is spelled wrong. His last name is spelled wrong. I thought that was so funny.
You're like,
I laughed and cried all at the same time. It was hilarious.
full circle moments. Exactly. I love that. And sometimes you guys, like, you don't even have to do anything. But when you know, don't. Man, I swear I keep thinking about that damn girl. Like, because I can't think that girl Shanquella, because I just keep thinking, there had to be some place at some point where this
And
woman-
discernment too.
Your
some people,
discernment.
maybe you
Trust
have to put that
yourself.
out. So when you are around people and you're just like,
or our
and then you just
values don't
right,
align.
and then ignore it. Because we talk about this all the time. We are spiritual beings first, living in human existence. And so there are times where we will get downloads, signals, hints, we'll feel something just won't feel right, but then we'll ignore it because we get distracted. Oh, look at, Kim Kardashian or whatever. I'm just saying.
So you guys, one thing I do want, you brought up something, you know how we listen to ourselves and we think, we hear ourselves speaking to ourselves and we don't trust that it's our God self because we're watching movies. We expect it to be this like deep voice. Hey, like, sorry, this is God coming to speak to you. Do you hear that?
Sometimes it's subtle.
It's so subtle.
Just like
it's so subtle. It's just like, and it's you. Because you gotta think about, you are every last one of us is just a manifestation of what God wanted to be at this time in this body. God wanted to experience life as Christy. So there's Christy. And so he did this for every single person. So when you are listening to yourself, you're listening to God. And he's telling you, and whatever, non-gender, but I'm just saying, God is speaking to you because you are it and telling you something. So when we ignore ourselves, we're literally ignoring God. And you know how many times you've done something where you're like, I knew this was gonna happen. And you were so disappointed in yourself because you're like, I heard it, I knew it, but I ignored it.
Yeah.
And how many times do we have to do that before we play ourselves? Before we're like,
Lots of times.
I'm done. this is it, I'm done.
Lifetime. And so everything that we experience, what are we walking away from? Otherwise, you're going to repeat the same lesson. Who wants to come back and repeat the same lesson? Here on Earth. Earth is not easy. Earth is good. Let's not even talk about it. It's like, why did I sign up to this? Was I voluntold?
You ain't what. Okay, I'm gonna have one of you guys pick a number. 4. Okay. 4. Okay, you ready? Of course. Relationships. Here we go.
Relationships.
So from a spiritual standpoint,
Ooh,
okay.
I know. Okay.
Okay, I got questions. I want to know what y'all, because y'all heard us talk about this. How important is it to you all that your partner or your relationship has there's a spiritual match there, or is that not important? It's like, they don't necessarily have to be on what you're on and you're cool with that, or you're like, no. If I'm a priestess, I'm gonna need you to be a priest. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't need my boo to be.
He's like, I don't need.
What
about you guys? We'll start with you, Jill. Does it matter?
I would say they need to dibble and dabble just a little bit, because my thoughts, my beliefs, my spiritual background, and if we're dialoguing in conversation, they're just not going to understand where I'm coming from. So it's going to appear like, oh, you're a little out there. Your thoughts are a little out there. So not to say that they have to encompass all of it, but they should be able to dialogue and, have some kind of background somewhere around there.
So my boo doesn't. But he doesn't, so he doesn't understand, but he trusts.
That's true. That's really true.
He trusts me. So
if you guys
like,
have he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead. Because he's seen a favor in his life because of what you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot. Shit, if I was him, I'd be like that too. I'd be like, you got it, boo.
He's like, do you think?
Okay, who wants to go next?
I agree with Jill and Christy. I think trust and respect, because if I'm doing something that I'm led by my ancestors to do, it's going to look crazy It's not going to look normal. So there has to be a respect. No, you can't cross this line. No, we can't talk about this. Yes, I have to go to the crossroads. Yes, I have to do that and do this, that, and the third. Respect the boundaries and trust. Trust that I'm not doing anything that's going to cause me harm or you harm. It is only for our best and highest good. And yeah, and I think learning history is important because I think spirituality and history go hand in hand. And once we learn the history, it'll unlock our minds and dispel all these lies that we've been told. So I think it's very important.
Okay.
And then you never know, you may open up something inside of your partner that they didn't know that they had. So sometimes we're afraid of the unknown until we get unlocked. And then it's like, oh, I never knew this existed.
We've talked about this before. When our light starts to shine, it provokes the next person's light to shine, and it helps the next person's light to shine. They can't help it. They just can't help it.
What about you, Jay?
I agree with both of the ladies with far as, allowing them to just kind of be on the same page as you. My biggest issue is that I run into a lot of guys that's like still into church and like still into the Bible. And I've had a hard time to like kind of come away from that because it's like so upfront and personal. But my ex, he wasn't like that. Like he would let me do whatever. I made my closet when we were together and he never like went in my closet. Like he never invaded my space. I used to like take spiritual baths and he used to just call them Kool-Aid baths. Like, you in there taking another Kool-Aid bath? I never used Kool-Aid, but I put so much stuff in the bath.
Bring it back. Pour it back, Mom. Baby, I need to know what you put in your bath that is Kool-Aid. Come on.
It was no Kool-Aid. I would just put like herbs.
We don't say grape. Is it purple Kool-Aid or red Kool-Aid?
It would be pink, from the Himalayan salt and all that. But yeah, just having somebody that respects your boundaries and just respect you as a person is my biggest thing. But that church thing, that's a hard thing to come away from because a lot of people are used to it.
Like, think about it. I was born and raised in the church. And so, like, when I got to a point, so when I was a teen, that's when I started to start feeling things that I couldn't explain, or I started seeing things I couldn't explain. But being raised in the church, I thought it was demonic. But then it was, it's really interesting, my path. I became Buddhist because I was angry with God, and then I became Buddhist, and then went through this process of becoming born again. And I just realized it's like anyway.
We're gonna hold on, Anika and Cassie and April. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? How important or what role does relationships play in your journey? Specifically, your spiritual journey.
It does play a lot.
Yeah. I personally would prefer somebody that's already maybe a little advanced because I'm looking to learn and grow.
Okay.
Yeah. Evolve.
See, I took it like
myself.
I'm okay if my partner's not.
But he's okay with it.
Yeah.
I think it's when
He doesn't ask questions about my crystal, but he will keep some laughter for the studio.
I just prefer somebody that's kind of in the same field.
Yeah.
Have you found anybody that is like?
Not me.
Yeah,
Have I
Do you have to read?
My person is not in America.
I know. Have you found?
He's in Wakanda.
Oh my God. Me too. Y'all think it's real. Leave me alone. Let me live my fantasy, okay? Leave me alone. Have you guys found any men, and it may not be, or you know what? Let me stop. Partner, because people would have. Have you found partners potential partners in the spiritual world. No? Because sometimes, look, I'm gonna keep it funky. We meet people who say that they're like, oh, I'm woke, sis, and you like,
But when
Sit
it
back and
goes
watch.
down,
Be like,
when it goes down, they're the first one like, oh my God, where's the door? I'm scared.
yeah.
man, I need a rider. When the shit hit the fan, I need one. I throw the rifle to, like, come on, baby, we got this. If you ain't riding in this spiritual warfare,
And that's the
No.
thing, like with my partner, he doesn't really understand, but I think if anything were to go down, I would take the lead. I'm fine with that.
woman king. Okay. Okay.
And I'm fine with that. But, and you know, on the surface, but yeah. Jay, are you saying something?
No. Anika, do you have anything? But I think she's up. Cassie, what about you?
So I've just recently transitioned from the to spiritual, and it seems like different energies that also is spiritual drawn to me. Well, because I'm a Taurus and he's a Scorpio, and the way he just kind of
I'm sorry, y'all. Scorpio, Taurus together.
he just
Oh, you've been listening.
I'm listening. And he's already to right, I was talking. For me, like our energy is so crazy.
I got it.
When I, like I said, 2 days ago. And I was just resting my chi and 2 days. I feel. So it's nice to feel that spiritual. Yeah, but it's dive into it. It's just like wait.
So you know what,
You
y'all?
understand why I want this to happen.
I think that our relationships overall, every relationship, parents, children,
Ooh,
loved
children.
ones, friends, they are all mirrors of ourselves for us to know ourselves deep. So when we think about a relationship from a romantic standpoint, when I say romantic, I mean where we are sharing our energy in such an intimate way, where, like, you know, that's the ultimate exchange of the energy, especially when you are engaging in sexual relations with somebody. It's a for real exchange of energy.
Yeah.
So when we're that close to someone and we're allowing ourselves to take in theirs, give them ours, there's this exchange happening. And if we feel like it's not, there's something about it where it's like, it doesn't fit, it's not right, but we can't let that person go. There is something to that.
Right.
And it's there, and look, I'm gonna keep it ain't nothing wrong with them. They are just trying to show you a part of you that you have to work on for your next level of ascension. Sometimes your next level, you pull them up with you, not necessarily manually because you ascend, they go with you.
Yeah.
It's really not a sin, it's kind of in, but
So
whatever.
I've always said that, like, people that I've been with, I've helped lead them. And I do feel like it is on a spiritual and also like on a physical realm too. Because people that I'm with, like my partners, their life changes. Absolutely.
Make sure I got it right. So when the reason I asked about whether or not how important a relationship is, because honestly, it's one of the most important things in your life. When you choose someone to do this with, and it can be several people, whoever it is, whenever you choose to do this with someone, you are literally inviting them into your most sacred spaces. And I mean, yeah, I'm not like, oh my God, you should give me away, you little cuckoo. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about your spiritual energy,
can I
your
say
God
that?
self of who you
Okay.
are. It's important. And if it don't fit, it's for a reason. Get the lesson, or you're gonna keep dating that same
So-
person over and over. And it's gonna be a different vibe. You're gonna be like, I'm done. no, forget him. And you go get something like, hey, why do I keep running into the sun? Because you want to learn a lesson about yourself, not them, about yourself. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Make sure
So
I
I
got
wanna-
everybody.
So and the reason why I'm just like, can I say something? Because I'm afraid that I'm gonna forget. But what I was gonna say,
Go ahead. You forgot. Ooh.
what were you just saying?
Ginkgo bilobas, like I was saying.
That's that gummy working too good.
In a mirror.
Oh, relationships.
Lessons, they come into your life.
No, it is for real though. So the person that I'm with now, I mean, that's part of the manifestation. But I will say in that relationship, it's been teaching me a lot about myself. But again, it goes back to self. Like once you spend time with yourself and you know who you are, then it also changes the type of relationships that you have and the type of relationships that you attract. That is like most important. When I tell people, okay, when you're ready for a relationship, okay, start focusing on yourself. Start having a relationship with yourself. What does that look like? What does that mean? How does that feel? Because no one should be able to love you more than yourself.
Yeah.
And I had to get to that point.
Ooh, let me tell you something. That's the best lesson
I had
ever
to
learned
get
in
to
my
that
life.
point.
When I say I'm in love with me, woo,
And if you don't love me
You don't love
at
me.
that level, or if you don't love me beyond that level, then we have nothing to say. And I used to be at a point, this is what I forgot. There's a reason why I forgot it, but I'm gonna share now. I used to be okay with being, I think that's the train.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I was
try-
just like, okay, my.
yeah. Did you say that? Okay, yeah,
They put at the table.
yeah. All of a sudden,
In
wait, first of all, is it a train?
They were like, wait, is it
Yeah,
time for us to go? Is it Rapture?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know it was a train track. Now all of a sudden, this big thing just come. I look up like, oh,
Everyone's just like,
it's time, y'all.
I was gonna say is that there was a time where I wasn't very promiscuous, but there was a time where if I felt a connection that I would be okay. I would be okay with like, being down a little bit, even though I am a little, I get diseases and stuff. I get very like, I'm a germaphobic. Anyway, I just got to a point where I can't be intimate with someone else because that is such an intimate space, spiritually. And when you orgasm, that is, you can use that energy to manifest. And that's something that is something we did not talk about. The sexual energy, we talked about it in one of our episodes. The sexual energy, you guys, that energy is so strong and so pure. You can do so much with that energy.
And think about it, you guys, if someone's on the same page as you, and you guys are energetically on the same page and want to manifest the same thing, do you know what y'all can do together when you have an orgasm together? When you don't be on the same page. I mean, honestly, you could do it without them, but but on the same page is beautiful. It's fast, and it's like, yeah, you sure can.
But when you're with someone that is just like, you know what, I fully trust in you and like the spiritual path and trajectory. I trust that you're not going to put me in a situation where we're going to
back. Wait, who chose 7? Was that you, Nikki? Who chose 7?
Jay.
That was Jay. Okay, you chose. Okay, so Mickey or Anika, you guys want to choose a number? I guess I'll do.
I'll choose number 8.
Let's see what we got for 8. Oh, bye, Anika.
Bye,
Oh, and she
Anika.
said 3 too. We will host another live session. Okay, wait a minute, hold on.
Bye, Anika.
Ooh, 8.
I'll be emailing you all.
Okay. And we'll let you know if you want something, baby. Because we are giving away, don't forget, a free reading and a free Reiki session, no matter where you are. Okay. So 8, spirit guides. Was that you, Jay? Who just said that? Okay. So spirit guides, I want you to tell me, do you work with spirit? Yeah, you do. I already know. Look, I'm like, I just had it. So I want to tell us a little bit about how you work with spirit guides and what lineage you work with. if that makes sense.
I work with my spirit guides when I do my readings for other people and for myself.
I've had a
I'm sorry?
She said she's had a reading.
Yes, yes. I guess we could talk about how I developed my relationship with my spirit guides.
Whatever.
What I did, so I am clairaudient. I remember the first time I actually heard, I was taking the trash out and I heard a loud, crisp, sharp, hi. It freaked me out. I got chills all over my body and it was so loud, like where we are, like I know all my neighbors, like on my lunch break, I'll go to my neighbor's house and watch a TV show with her and come back. Then I'll go to, like, we know each other. So it's not uncommon for me to hear, hey, Nikki, hey, how you doing? This time it was so loud, it was so crisp, and I was so afraid because I'd never heard anything like that before. And then I went in my quiet time and I said, was that you? And she said, yes. And I didn't mean to scare you. And I was like, oh my God. So I actually heard her voice, so that was kind of cool. And in order for me to work with my spirit guide, for me specifically, I'm in therapy, working on like building myself, past traumas, all that jazz. And I needed to trust myself because outside of spirituality, I've been taught, oh, you shouldn't trust yourself outside of the man of God. You don't listen to anyone else but the man or woman of God, the apostle, the pastor, you name it.
No. Like, don't that sound like cuckoo? Like, don't trust yourself. Like, anyway,
Yes.
like this sounds mad crazy that we never believed this shit. Like,
Yes. It's crazy that we believed it. Like they're really good, really good. But unlearning that so that I can learn something new was the perfect environment, the perfect atmosphere for me to cultivate this relationship with my spirit guide because now I'm trusting myself. So I'm trusting what I'm hearing. I'm not doubting it. So when I hear something, I don't doubt it anymore because I know it's true and I've seen it come to pass.
That's
do you, if you don't mind me asking, it's okay if you don't want to answer because it's personal for people. Is your spirit guide ancestral or is this maybe another aspect of yourself?
I don't know about the aspect, but not ancestral.
Not ancestral.
We're, no, I've asked in the very beginning, not ancestral. And it's so crazy. Like if I close my eyes wide open, I can see who she was when she was here. It's so crazy.
Well, what era did she come from? No, because I love this stuff.
Mia loves it.
She was a gypsy. I don't really know the time. Hold on, I'd have to flip back in my notes. So like,
you see that? She's flipping through something. I mean, she wrote it down something.
I would have to
I don't write stuff down unless I absolutely have to.
find it. Like I ask so that I can trust what I'm hearing or what I'm seeing or what I know or what I feel, what I sense, what I'm tasting. I ask questions to confirm. So I already knew she wasn't a Black woman like me. So I said, are you Black? No. Okay. And I asked all these leading questions.
Do you use the pendulum?
Confirm.
Do you use the pendulum? Or are you?
I do use the pendulum.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Well, especially when you're first being introduced to a guide or energy, like, oh, you need to make sure, so I like using the pendulum sometimes.
Yes, I rock with my pendulum. It never leads me wrong. Even when I want it to tell me something else, it does. And I'm like, damn it. All right, I'm just going to be done right now until I can gather my feelings.
Yeah. It's when I first started working with my pendulum and I started realizing that it was telling the truth. I would ask a question and close my eyes. I'd be like, please. it. That's not what I wanted to hear. And you know,
Yes.
to get
I
a different
know.
way.
It's like, hold on, so let me ask this way.
Like maybe,
So if
maybe
one
I was
plus
confusing.
Equals 3, but subtracted by 1. And honestly, that's the thing
Exactly.
I love about working with your spirit guides, because they'll be like, no.
Oh,
It
girl,
is
my
what it
spirit
is.
guys come up in my house like, hey girl.
Spirit guides are hilarious,
And they funny. For real. Like for real funny.
but
Like
they
I have
love her so much. So I gave her a Reiki session, and while I was working on Mia, like they gave me this opportunity, like feel how they feel about her. It was so special. Like it's amazing. Like they love her, and it's the same for everyone.
Through it. Woo!
It's
Yeah, I'm
the same
telling
for
you,
everyone.
them
It
babies
really
will
is.
bring you through. You look back
It's the
at
same
life.
for you. It's the same for you. Like our guys, they love us so much.
They do.
You have to ask them for permission. You know, they have to wait for us to give them permission to intervene.
Acknowledge,
Right.
mission.
Honor them, thank them, because like my father's father, who was like more like entrepreneur, business minded, he's helped me through some things. My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, been amazing. There are things that I would never ever even imagine to be able to think up for myself, and she's guided. I was like, okay, well, I trust you, because my grandmother would never steer me, never. Jill, you have a question.
Yeah, so I was just listening. So our spirit guides can be more than just ancestral or loved ones. They can be like given the assignment, and
It can be a spirit that you connected with in a completely different lifetime that isn't even a part of your family in this particular lifetime. Like there is a connection.
I like to call them your spiritual team.
Yeah.
And for me,
I combine
the way,
it all together.
right. I mean, so it could be ancestral, it could be Orisha, it
I
could
combine
be
angels,
archangels,
yeah.
it could be. Look, my
I combine it
cat
up.
River.
Oh my gosh, your cat is amazing. We have had journeys.
Look, River is my G. Like we've definitely been with each other before.
We have had journeys. Her cat is like, it's like, oh, I felt River here.
Yeah, like he definitely, yeah. So like there's different types of spirit, but I like to call them a spiritual team.
Yeah.
So the way I think about it is before you came and say, okay, I'm back, I'm here, we're gonna do this Earth School thing again. You put a team together. Like, okay, you're gonna remind me of this, you're gonna help me of this. So all these people, all of us, we all chose each other at some point to connect with each other so that to help us find ourselves back to God self.
Yeah.
So
like
sometimes
so
like all of it.
So this right here, this is not by.
Would you say you were muted, baby?
Like even like this whole like that's what you was just saying, Chrissy. Like even all of this, like even like people that everybody just
It is.
it's by design.
Even the good. So when like stuff, but even your good relationships and your bad relationships, sometimes the most challenging relationships are the ones that help you find yourself more. I mean, like because they force you to be like, what? Like you're right. So figure it out. And we always start with them. Like you did this and blah, blah, blah. But then when you start asking yourself, what is it about it? Like, well, hold on, baby, what you got going on?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's scary, but it's the fun part. It's the really, 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 really fun part. But your spiritual team, woo!
And not to say that life is ever perfect. There are times where I start thinking things that I probably shouldn't be thinking, and I'm like, Christy, bring it back. Like, it's okay. It's okay. But I do. I mean, I really just going back to this moment in time, like all of this, the connections that we've had. I've connected with Jill. We have a connection. Me and I have a connection. Mickey and I have a connection.
Oh, let me tell you something about
Jay and
Jill's
I-
spirit guide. I ain't telling your business. Don't worry, Jill.
Yes, she will, because she tells on me all the time.
When I tell you, anytime I do a reading with Jill, when I say, I'm like, oh, here you go. I mean, they wait for me. Like they're waiting for me. Like they know, like I'm about to talk to you. They're like, I'm like, girl, your grandpa came to my house all morning.
Like he over here waiting.
All morning waiting for her. Like, we got something to talk about. Come on. So when you open yourself up to, I don't know, whatever people call, like, yeah, you know, I don't get caught up in the words. The ethereal world, whatever dimension you want to call it, the truth doesn't matter. Even where we are sitting right now, this plant over here is a whole energy. That is a whole being. It's a
Let's talk about-
consciousness. There are things in here that we can't see, but we can feel them. So like through vibration, remember when you were saying how you're like, I heard it crystal clear. Sometimes we ignore stuff like that. We're like, man, I'm tweaking. That's so crazy. But no, you're not crazy. You're really not. So what happens, I think oftentimes people who are labeled mentally unstable, is because when they hear or see these things, we don't know how to process it yet. So it comes up, like we just start saying everything that's said. So when you're talking to someone who's not in a space to hear underneath and behind what you're saying, you say that to the wrong person. They're like, oh, you're crazy. It's like, actually, no, I'm finding myself and you're just catching me in the middle of working through it. And so sometimes you just gotta shut the phone up. Like work through that internally, because everybody can't. And sometimes we can't tell who can I share this with, which is why one of the reasons we did this podcast, because we need to be able to have these conversations.
Like when I think about when I was a teenager and I started to see spirits. Like I found out, and I don't think my older sister is listening to this podcast, but I'm just gonna go ahead and share it. I found out that she was pregnant before she was pregnant. She was in college. It was this huge family thing. She came home for a weekend. Something happened. My parents, later down the line, my father, who was the family gossip, finally said something about it. And I was like, oh, I already knew she was pregnant because the spirit of the baby came and told me.
Girl,
And I knew what the outcome was gonna be. So I was just like, and of course I'm a teenager, so I'm just like, okay, but who am I gonna talk to about that? I was spending the night at my friend's house and I saw a spirit sitting in a rocking chair, and I'm like, who is that, Heather? What are you talking about? I don't see anybody. I'm like, there's a woman right here. You don't see her?
You don't see that?
You don't see that?
I'm just joking.
You don't see
You'd be
me?
like, I'm just kidding, girl.
So as I was going through like really accepting who I am, as crazy as it seemed to a lot of people, that's when I was like, okay, we need to start sharing about this or talking about it. And I'm really happy that you agreed or that we agreed to do this together, because
Community is important, y'all.
no one is talking about this type of stuff. And so many of us, especially Black women, we are just really, I'll say women, anyone with a womb.
We don't want, it's difficult to be vulnerable with things that are, like, this is like your everything. This is my core. This is like, I'm trying to, and I don't understand it yet. And how do I be vulnerable with something I don't even know what I'm talking about?
You can't see
and
it.
I can't touch it.
It's
I
intangible.
don't know how to have this conversation. So,
But you feel it.
So you have to have people who you say, oh shoot, I'm not crazy. Okay, woo. And so that's why,
That's
I
why
think
I like
it's
to get readings too. It's that spiritual validation. We talked about the spiritual validation.
Because anytime somebody's had a reading, most of the time, you do readings, they know. You're like, you could just be like, oh, you already know this. You just needed somebody else to say it outside of you. So let me just go ahead and say this for you, because I know you already know this, because you sit up there like, I knew you were going to say that.
What were you gonna say? She's
Okay,
like, she's been on the she's been on the edge of her seat.
Yeah, because the conversation about spiritual guidance, I've been
Feel
which is
free to
something that
drop
happened to me
in
about 2 years ago. I was just casually walking by in the group of children. Like the group, you're all
Right.
the ladies, like 2 minutes later, my music went down by itself, and I heard Cassington, and all was swarming towards me, and I still can't hear anything, but I'm reading the music, and they all heard.
Woo, thank you, Jesus. Look at like.
Of course.
Get into.
Absolutely. Like when I say things, when we think about things like, oh, that's just a blip, like think about it. All of a sudden your volume on your headphones go down.
I said, who's that? Oh. And it was a man.
And you had enough conscience to say, who is that? Do you see what I'm saying? It's
So,
like, but we'll ignore that and be like,
they were saying that the mic isn't quite picking up what she
Oh.
was saying, but so she was saying that she was in a situation where she was walking down the street and there was a group of kids who saw, she saw and they crossed the street. She had her earphones in her ear. All of a sudden, the volume just went down, and then something said, "Turn around." And when she turned around, there was someone in her face, and they said, "That's a grown woman." And they decided to leave her alone. So we're just talking about just how things, happen and work out.
especially if we listen. So even when you have situations like
Listen.
that and you're listening, and then I think one of the good things to do after that, when you have those moments, go home and be like, all right, I'm listening.
I'm ready.
I'm here. Like, let's do this. Like,
too late?
no, it's not too late. It's not. Yeah, just I mean, like, it's a relationship. It's
It really
the same
is.
way you would have a friendship with someone that you meet and you want to get to know them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with your spirit guide.
Like I feel like I've been doing that, but I don't feel confident. Or maybe I don't know. Like I said,
That's why I like my pendulum.
Yeah.
If I'm asking or if I'm not understanding something, I use my pendulum. to make
Yeah.
Sure. Just
Y'all already know what I'm going to say. Don't get bored with me. I'm sorry. Try free writing. Like, I might have my
She
journal
writes
with me.
everything.
But when
Everything.
talking to spirit, one of the first things that I started to do is I would sit down and I get myself kind of like just ground myself, open up my chakras, and I would write down, I have so many of these. What message do you have for me today? And I would write that and I would just wait for a second. And then whatever, I didn't judge whatever was coming up. I just started writing it. And then, sometimes it's like, that's not making sense. And I'm just keep going. And the reason I write it down is because in that moment, I may not be in a space where I understood what it meant. Wait
Ooh.
48 hours, wait 2 weeks, come back and read something. I'll be like, oh, write this. I'm like, okay, I get it. So for me, because I had trouble having confidence in hearing I'm like, I need something else. Like I needed something tangible. So the writing for me was tangible. Now I just do it because I like to go back and reference it because it's jewels in
Oh
there.
my
I'm like,
gosh, she has books.
jewel. I mean,
journal.
so I go like that's
Which is
something like
good.
tangible
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
I can't write.
Or I go, you know what's a fun one to do, y'all? This is what I used to do.
When I'm 15,
Okay. Wait, one more. This is a good one. Music.
used to do that.
So I would sit in my car or tune on some music. You put in a playlist. Like, okay, look, I need some help. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but I can feel your energy around me. Can you speak to me through song? So, you put your playlist on and then the song just start coming. Be like, dang, like they're really like, this not on my playlist. Like, you know what I mean?
That's happened a couple
That's
times.
happened several times. Like, this is not on my playlist.
Right.
I don't even know this song. But there's
Okay, Jill said something.
find ways to make it tangible for you. Again, just start smaller. Like we all want, this is all about getting wins so you have the confidence to keep deepening that relationship. Okay, what you say, Jill?
Jill said her guides use electricity, that she'll ask. They respond with electricity.
And they'll interrupt her phone conversations too.
They sure do. They sure do.
What, they'll turn the phone off?
They sure do. If I'm teaching, stuff will set off, and I'm like, oh, just ignore it, guys. We're just
Like, don't worry about that. That's
yeah.
okay.
That's so funny. But that's beautiful though.
Who wants to pick a number? I want to make sure we get in as much as possible. Or unless somebody wants to, come on, y'all.
We got
Spit
15
it
minutes
out.
left.
Anybody? Because one.
This has been a great
Let's
discussion.
talk about sex,
All right.
baby. Y'all would make. I made sex number 1 for this one. You You see, she immediately started up in the chair. You see this one? So we talked about it a little bit, but
I have to tell you, like, once you really know, like, once you understand who you are as a woman, like a divine spiritual being, sex
even with yourself,
is a completely,
I'm gonna keep it funky. Even with yourself,
it's a
It's hot.
completely different experience. Like, I mean, it's like I travel some other
Absolutely.
places. I go, I'm like, bye-bye. It's
Because
amazing.
honestly, when you think about what it is that you're doing, again, just taking it back to the energy, what it is that you are doing, and again, even if it's with yourself or whomever or whatever that you're getting to that vulnerable space with, just think about what type of position you're naked or, clothes, whatever.
So intimate.
There's
Oh.
such an intimacy that's involved with you and
And
whomever.
trust.
Thank you.
And if you can
took the
trust
word
someone
and the
and
trust.
bed with you, it's like, how come you can't, like, you should be able to trust yourself as much as you trust this person that you are having sex with. And a lot of times it doesn't match up.
And yeah, we talked about these STDs, these spiritually transmitted demons. Like that's a real thing. And so, and sometimes what we do is, I'm raising my hand. I've done this before. I would literally think that I can love somebody enough to fix them. Woo! Like for real. Like I'm just gonna love. I'm gonna show you so much love, but you can't help.
My thing was,
And what I'm doing is
love
taking it
changes
in.
people.
Love,
Love
absolutely.
changes people. Love changes things. Love,
But what you're
love
doing is
over
taking in
everyone.
something too. So we have to, and especially when we aren't in a space where we know how to guard ourselves against
Right.
it. So I'm not saying everybody that you have intimacies with, you have to be like so in love
And
with.
you know what?
It's
Can I
just be
say
honest
something
about
too?
what the hell you're doing. So block yourself if you know that's not for you. You like, I just need to get a little, I need to get these
Before I forget, that's what I was
dust
saying.
off of this. I need these pipes
And
cleaned up real quick.
there
That's
are some-
okay.
There are some times it's like, I
That's
just wanna-
okay.
I
Just know
wanna
what you're
sex.
doing though. Be
Yes.
honest with
Be
yourself.
honest with yourself.
Block yourself.
And protect
Cleanse
yourself.
And then cleanse it.
Right, because people will carry stuff. I mean, honestly, like I've gotten to a
Last
point
thing
where
I'm worried about is a real sex.
Sex is so intimate. But if you decide that you just want to go out for a weekend and have sex with someone, it's okay, because I understand too. Like sometimes, like as we are exploring who we are, we have those moments and those opportunities. Do it. But at the same time,
No, I just love the thing that keep going.
at the same time, just make sure you protect yourself and protect your energy. And whatever it is that they have, that it does not enter to you.
Anything come up for you guys when you think about how, sex and your spirituality, your journey?
You can also use sex to manifest too.
How do you remove the negative connotation that like the Bible and all of that? Because they say like masturbation is like a sin and you're not supposed to masturbate and you're not supposed to, have sex outside of marriage and all these things. And you guys are just like, well, if you need to get your rocks off, even though we still do it, but how do you not feel bad afterwards? I guess is my question.
I want to think about it like this. The way I think about it. Anything that is telling me to be shameful or feel guilty about my body and myself, you're not going to tell me that the desire, you know what I mean? We come with the desire. It's not like something happens. You meet somebody, something, because it's just like, oh, wait, hold on. So, yes, we get to make our own decisions. And we think about like, they're saying, oh, it has to, don't have sex unless you're married. And so what we have to think about historically, go ahead, Doctor. I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget what I was saying. Okay, right. So historically, when these people when during the time that I was written, I think people went away to war, right? So the men would go away to war, and then all the men wouldn't come back. We're just speaking historically. So now you have all these women who don't have husbands or men to procreate with. So they would find a way so that these men, when they go away to war, like don't go out there having sex with everybody because you're just leaving these children out in the world that don't have fathers. Then you go back home or you might not come back home. So they made these rules some type of order that we all said, okay, we agree with this, but that's not necessarily divine. So the way that you look, the way that you think about your sexuality is your relationship with you and yourself. So that's what, like, like people will judge sex workers. Like some of these women out here are actually healing a lot of people and they're stopping them from doing things. I'm not no shade for real, because they have command over their body. So when you say, how do you get rid of that guilt and that shame? It's like, nobody has command over how I feel about my body and myself. I am a sovereign being. There's just me and me. And so what makes me feel comfortable for me may not feel comfortable for you or for somebody else. It doesn't matter. I don't even care. Whatever your sexual, proclivities are, it does not matter if you feel good about it. The only time people get in their head about stuff is when we start thinking about what somebody else is going to think, and that ain't none of their damn business.
It really is.
It's really about your divine self. And so what happens, keeping it funky, when you really feeling comfortable with your divinity and who you are, you don't even question it. Because it just comes off of you like
That part.
this is just who I am and I'm comfortable. And it's not like I need to go brag and tell everybody, I'm sexually free, I'm gonna do what I want. Because if you're really sexually free and want to do what you want to do, you're gonna do that anyway. It's not for everybody.
You don't need validation.
And you don't need the validation. So I would always caution people to question anything that makes you try to make you feel bad about who you are.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No. So
You get your notes.
yeah, I don't know. So I too, I grew up in the Christian household. Wait till you're married. Wait to have sex. So when I ended up remarrying at the same time, because my first husband was abusive, my second husband met him in the church, and we waited to have sex. You know about this. We waited to have sex.
Yeah.
Until we got married, which was 3 months after we met. But once we had sex, I was like, okay, well maybe there was
You gotta get it. We're gonna
maybe we weren't connected,
times.
right? Like maybe we weren't connected because he waited, he was celibate for so long, but then 5 years, 7, 9, 10, and things didn't change. And I got to a point where I had to have a conversation. I was like, this does not work for me. That does not always work. So you have to do what works for you. You can't allow someone to tell you, oh, well, you should do this and you should do this. What feels right and perfect for you?
And you think about the same people who are telling you that you're not supposed to have sex without marriage are the same people that are up in the pulpit fucking the deacons. Excuse my French, y'all. Y'all know I got
When I
he up in here.
when I became born again,
The same people with their thing is itching and burning.
my first experience,
People crazy out here.
and I'm not gonna lie, my first experience with the demon was inside of a church. When I became born again, that was my first experience with a demon.
So
It's crazy.
That's why we always talk about the only person that you can trust when you're starting this is you. You have to learn how to trust yourself. And that makes it easier for you to, you're like, how can I tell somebody is a lie or real? Or, when you trust yourself, your body instantly will know, like, ew. And they'll be like, this is one of my people. Hey. But that comes from trusting yourself. And girl, think about it. If you really think about who the hell got time to be telling somebody else what to do with their body?
Right, and I'm thinking, well, why concerned about what someone else is doing? If you were doing whatever life was supposed to be doing
For you and you're happy, you're not even thinking about what you doing or anybody else is doing.
I just never understood it. When I hear other people, well, you should be, well, what do you mean I should be? Am I happy? That should be your question. Am I happy? Do I feel loved? Do I feel supported? Do I feel safe? Not like, oh, I think you should do. No, if you were honestly being about your own business, you wouldn't be concerned about this. It's crazy. It is crazy. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Okay, we got one more person to pick one. And I'm going to pick two.
Okay.
I mean, a winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
Who's the winner? Thank you all for your comments.
Who you chose? Mickey chose. Jill, did you choose? Okay, Jill.
You said you're picking number 2?
No, I'm not picking the number. I'm saying I'm going to pick the winner. But so what number you got?
2.
2.
2. Pick another one because we kind of already hit on that one.
We did.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Did we do 5?
No, we did not.
Ooh, what's 5?
It's chaos necessary for life.
Chaos and what?
Chaos necessary in our
We
life.
actually had a similar episode.
We did a little bit, but let's talk like chaos. Okay. Yeah.
It's 555.
5. That's why I made it 5. It's 555.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
555.
true.
It's 555.
Because guys, 5 is transformation, right? So transformation can't happen without chaos. So you know, like transformation cannot happen without chaos. And chaos, honestly, is really just like, you know, my computer keyboard could stop working. That's chaos. Something that's just out of line that was already happening.
Yeah.
So when you think about the way that this beautiful place that we live, this beautiful blue pearl was made was out of chaos. So when we think, so sometimes we're like, why is this happening to me? Why, like, and we look at our lessons and what we'll consider chaos or something changing, it's a bad thing for us. And so I would encourage everyone to start thinking about every bad thing that you have been through, chaos, challenges you have been through in your life before today. Like not what's happening right now. I just want you to go back and think about stuff like, ooh, yeah. You think there are times you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it out of here. I'm willing to bet you by far and away everything that you have been through, you've got through, because you're still here. So your bounce back rate is 100%. But there are things that you're like, man, if I hadn't been with, oh, what you hitting, girl? Oh, sorry. there are definitely times in my life where I know for a fact that the highest growth for me has been through me coming out of some chaos.
It really is. And it gets to a point where once you know that you're going through something, it's like, okay.
Ooh, I'm about to upgrade.
It's like
an upgrade.
It's time for me. It's like this is a good thing. Even though it's hard.
These lessons, y'all,
they make us
we understand how resilient we are. We start to understand how beautiful we are. We start to understand like how much our love for self is important through chaos. So if, you know, I didn't have, my biological mother, she was a crackhead. I was out on the streets from 0 to 9. Shit. When I think about that, it used to be such a place of shame for me. Just like I didn't want anybody to know that was like my beginning. But when I think about what made me cold, it's that shit. Like you cannot. I am a social. Like but it took me a while to understand that chaos in the beginning of my life. That's how I know for a fact there's no reason I should be alive if I didn't have some spirit guides around me. Like when I think back about my life, I'm like, it ain't no way. Like there's no way. There's no way that I could be here. But it's through that chaos, and sometimes it's not when you're in it that you see it. But sometimes when you look back, you're like, God, thank you so fucking much. I'm so grateful for every little chaos in my life because it's made me realize how dope I am. So when I say it's chaos necessary for our life, or what we call lessons and challenges, fuck yes. Because how else do you grow? Yeah. It's like puberty. Your pimples start coming out, your voice starting doing funny stuff.
To me, it brings about character. When you've gone through some things, like how do you build resilience if you're not tested, if you're not tried? If the fire, if there is a fire that's brought to that thing, like how do you know that
fire, chaos?
How do you know? And it makes us stronger. It makes us more resilient. It allows us to know. It allows us to be more in tune with who we are, because a lot of times, sometimes we also put ourselves in chaos when we don't have to, because we didn't listen to ourselves.
But even that in and of itself is a lesson for you to learn to listen to yourself.
About you.
Think about the stars. You don't see them until they have died. Like they don't start shining bright. It's something. Who knows? Somebody knows. When do y'all know what I'm talking about? Wait, okay. So what time is it, Christy? Give me time.
It's probably like, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna pick for, I'm not even gonna look in. You know, you can't look. I'm not. Okay, so should I pick for, I'm gonna pick for Reiki first. So Chrissy, that means you pick. Make sure you got one in hand. Who is the winner? You got one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
What to say?
Yes. Let me see. I want to see. I should have put my name in.
Might be time for a barter. Jay!
Jay!
That's so funny. Because we've been talking.
Okay. And this is for the reading.
Throat chakra.
Like, turn it so I don't want to look at him. I don't want to look at it.
It's about to be on.
Girl, it's Jill. Okay, so Jay, but what is today, huh? Jill and Jay. So Jay, Christy will reach out to you, and Jill, I'll reach out to you. So I'm excited, y'all. Okay, so we have a couple more minutes. Wait, hold on. And if you guys want to stay on, we were going to do just kind of like a little sound hill to bring ourselves down. Relax. You know, just a little. Huh? 7. I was gonna say we were gonna do.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna do like a quick little. We're gonna do like a little 15-minute, you know, a little quickie. Yeah. Okay, but last thought, and everybody, I want to hear from everybody. So we're gonna start in the room. Cassie, questions, last thoughts. Come on, give it to me.
Yeah, I need teachers. This way.
You're right.
She's talking about welcoming her gifts, y'all, because I know y'all can hear. She's over there.
Welcoming her gifts. Everyone has gifts.
Well, and you know what? I even stopped calling them gifts.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just opening yourself to what it is that what you put in your. It's like a it's a game because it is a game. It's a video game. When you build your character, you put in some superpowers. Everybody has some. It's like
Everything has
it's like, okay, here's my little character. Oh, she cute. I made a cute one. Okay, let me see. What did I put in here?
Oh, wait, when she twerks, the earth, it makes an earthquake? That's her Who knew?
Okay, what you got?
So mine is just a gift of gratitude. Like it's like I like being here live, but like it's weird because it's not weird, but I'm always listening to you all if I go on a walk or something. And it's like, yeah, I got my girls with me. Right? But seeing you all in person, that are
Wait, by the way, what's your IG? Sprinkle Dazzle?
yeah,
You guys
Sprinkle Dazzle, like,
follow April on Sprinkle Dazzle. She makes these dope. She has some
Thank
dope
you.
jewelry. She
Like
got one on
everything.
right now. Look, I'm like, she has dope
Your
jewelry.
earrings,
Waist. I did my daughter's 11th birthday party at her shop, girl. I had the 11-year-olds come and make their waist bracelets with intentions, because you know I'm gonna do this right. So it was a good time. Thank you. Jilly Philly. You on mute, boo.
Okay, got it. So first of all, I think you all should do this again. But a couple of things that I'm walking away with is accepting the lessons, manifesting the blessings, and then living loud in the silence.
You are such an educator. I mean, like she literally just revamped. Okay, educator, we see you, Jill. I like that. I like a good
Okay,
3-pointer. I love a good 3-pointer. Okay, Nikki.
I agree with Joe. Should definitely do this again. This was awesome. I'm walking away with trusting the process. Prior to coming to this, I've been feeling low and down today, and that's not really who I am. And I have some things that are in my mind, and I'm just asking Spirit to guide me. And when we're talking about manifesting, it really like comforted me. So just trusting the process, knowing that things are going to happen as they should, but I'm not powerless, and I have a hand in this, and I can manifest, and to just trust the process.
Nikki, do you carry shells?
No, I'm not initiated in anything yet.
We gonna talk about that initiation thing later. But have you considered using cowrie shells?
No, because I know it would require initiation, and I'm not ready for that yet. My ancestors haven't released me to do that yet.
Because for some reason when you were talking, I saw you doing like this with some cowrie shells. Like you had.
Ashe, I receive it. No, I receive it. It's gonna happen. I receive it.
Okay, Jay, what you got? I love. By the way, I love your background. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So what I got from this is I definitely can't wait till y'all do this again. But also, it's not a lot of people out here explaining all of this stuff that we are experiencing. Like, I come from a family that was in church, and I'm like the crazy one right now, like the black sheep, whatever you want to call it. And I'm okay with that.
You have some family that are tapped in another way too.
You said that, but I still don't know. But I'm just grateful to be able to be in a space like this and just really understand like so much you guys hit. It's just a blessing, and I'm just grateful for you guys. So that's what I'm taking away. Just gratitude, and I got a lot of notes, a lot of stuff to get going. Barely.
We all have our
Barely.
It was. I'm like, did you write it down?
We all have our strengths. I only write down.
I appreciate that. I know. Oh, that's cute. Mm-hmm. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to do it. So what we'll do is you can stop. Wait, hold on. Let's close it out because we're recording right now. But you guys stay on. But we're gonna close out the episode really quick. So thank you guys all for listening. And look, I already know whoever's listening to y'all, man, y'all wasn't here because y'all got questions. Y'all want to chime in. So Christy and I, we're so glad to hear the feedback because we were thinking this would be something we could do once a month. You know, come in,
maybe even out in your city.
Come kick it with your girl. So thank you guys so very much. I'm so glad I got to see some of you guys. Like this is because usually it's just us going back and forth, imagining people talking. So yeah. I was talking about
usually we just have something that we've been going through, and it's like, let's talk about this. But to just share and be able to have a conversation with other people who have questions about certain things
and hear what you guys are going through, because it really does. It's helpful for all of us. Like you too. So I mean, even so I love that. I've been having a lot of children while we've been talking. So thank you all for listening. Don't hang up on that. Thank you all for listening. We will be back. Next week we're taking off for the holiday. So the week after next, we'll be back on our regularly scheduled program. We love you all. We look forward to it. You guys know how to find us on my IG at 2 Queens Crystal Things. We love you. Light, peace, love, and soul.